Okay.
Send the link up.
All right. Kamal Ramos, can you hear me, brother?
Yes, you can hear me?
Good, man. I can hear you. Good, man. I want to welcome everybody into our TMBT Media podcast this evening. We're blessed today to have one of our TMBT pros, Kamal Ramos, here for starting one of our new podcasts that we are doing also here on IG Live as well. Also on Spotify and Apple and Amazon Music and also iHeartRadio. So we're trying to give our fans around the country and the world to be able to kind of figure out what it is that you guys do on a daily basis to maintain your focus and to maintain your mental. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's go back. Take me back to Kamal Ramos. And for those of the people that don't know who you are, tell us where you were born and raised, and tell us a little bit about your upbringing down in North Carolina.
Okay, first off, appreciate you once again. And I just got to thank you, because a lot of people don't take the time out to help other young men like myself. So just appreciate you, Lucy. But my name is Kamal Ramos. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Kamal Ramos. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I'm actually living in North Carolina due to college. I came out here about 4 or 5 years ago and tried to go back to school. But my upbringing is really basically in Brooklyn, New York. My high school I went to and played for was Proctor High School. The neighborhood I'm from is called Flatbush. It's a very tough neighborhood. My story is very unique, so yeah, I got a lot to share.
Well, that's good, man. That's a good thing. We're honored to have you as a client, and we're honored to have you as a part of our group of other positive young men like yourself. And like we talked about on the phone, and like I tell all of my young men, everyone has something that they've been through to get them to this point. So I don't care what it is, whatever it is that motivates you, whatever it is that continues to make you work hard and be blessed and be put in the right positions to succeed. If I'm understanding you correctly, you are also playing in North Carolina for a professional team while we are trying to get things going back to normal overseas. Tell me a little bit about what you got going on currently and your team down in North Carolina. Tell me a little bit about your workout regimen. What do you do on a daily basis? Take the listeners on a daily routine of what you do.
Okay. First and foremost, I want to take a step back as I talk about my regimen. Growing up, I really didn't have that work ethic. I was more into the streets, and I kind of got that late basketball feel. So I'm here to kind of be a testimony to I have people that was in my position or has come from the same neighborhoods or neighborhoods around the world, that they have opportunities that stay hungry and stay grounded and stay faithful. But basically, my workout regimen here out in North Carolina, I do currently play for an ABA team called Sumter, Kansas, President, Kansas. We have 2-0 right now. Also, prior to that, my most recent overseas team I played for was called the Wahoo, was based in El Salvador, where I averaged about 29 or 30 points, about 7 to 18 rebounds, and about 7 assists. So as leading up to here, COVID hit, and things got kind of rocky, shaky. I kind of started doing my own research. I bumped into you, and God led me to you. So during COVID, I've been waking up every day at 7 in the morning. I have a trainer that's very, as far as the weight room goes, his name is D Trains Me. If y'all want to go if y'all want to go follow him too, at D Trains Me. He trains Harry Giles and other big time NBA players. So I wake up every morning about 7:30, 7 o'clock on Mondays and Wednesdays. I go to the weight room with him and get it in. After that, I go give me a smoothie, some protein in me so I could get the muscles built back up. And from there, I head to the gym with, I either train with Chris Paul's trainer, his name is Mike Rust, or honestly, my girlfriend is actually a trainer as well and a basketball player, so she actually gets me in the gym and gets me there and trains me how I need to be trained. So either her or Chris Paul trainer. So I get it in like around 2. After that, you know, since I'm a little older, I have responsibilities, being that I made bad decisions back then. So still to keep the path that I'm trying to go on, I have to continue to bring in income so I have a job. So I had to work for about a few hours where I trained kids at CP3 Academy, which is Chris Paul's basketball academy in Winston-Salem. After that, I also go back to the gym around like 9 o'clock, but before that I do come home, I stretch out, eat me some food, and about 9 p.m. I go to the gym again and put up some shots for like 30 minutes, and I go home and call it for the night, and I do that every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And was that something you've been doing since you were in college? I mean, like your shooting routine or your weight routine? I know when I played, and most of us old guys, we've been doing the same thing since we were young, since we were in college. And once you get into a routine, you try to stick with it. Once you find something that works for you, you always try to stick with it and try to continue with it and maybe add on a few things. But I'm sure you pretty much have kind of like, I don't know, we did back in the day. We kind of use our same routine, whatever it is that works for you, your eating routine, your playing routine, whatever routine works for you is what you have to use. And and that's one thing you learn about pro basketball and your body. The older that you get, you learn what you need to add and what you need to take away. And so it's I don't care how long you play, it's a learning experience. And it's a learning experience. I don't care how long you play. You can play until you're 40 years old like I did, but it's a learning experience. Every time, everything you go through, learning experience, brother. Learning experience.
And how can I send this link out, Milton?
We will, you and I are friends on Twitter and Facebook, correct? Facebook for sure. It'll be live. It should be live on our Facebook now. Should be live on our Facebook.
Okay.
Sounds
good.
Should be live on our Facebook, and also once we finish the podcast, it'll be live on Apple Music, all of our TMBT, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. It'll be live on all of those platforms as well. So all of your family and all of your friends, they can kind of tune in and see what we did today. It's on Twitter as well, Instagram, all that good stuff. Tell me about your family, man. Tell me about your family. You said you're from New York. You moved down to North Carolina for college. Was that a big jump for you? Was that a big culture shock? Most people that I know from New York that went to school, believe it or not, I have some buddies that went to school in North Carolina. They said it was total culture shock. I'm sure going from the Big Apple to Winston-Salem, North Carolina can be a culture shock, but it can also make you focus in on what's important. Make you focus in on the more things that you have to distract you, the more you will become distracted. The less things that you have to distract you. If you're in a small country town, nothing to do but work on basketball, sometimes that's the blessing right there within itself. And if that makes any sense, what I'm saying, you may be kind of young to understand what I'm saying, but
yes, sir, exactly right.
Yeah. And so that's up on our Twitter now. That's live. I'm just I'm looking at it now. This is something else that we're doing for Black History Month. Having our young men on, our young clients, African American men. I'm going to kind of talk about their struggle, kind of talk about what it's like to have the dream of playing professional basketball overseas, and the testimony, trying to inspire. We always try to use this to inspire we have students that we teach basketball to that are in middle school, high school, college, and you guys are students, of course, that are pros. And I see you guys all the same, all players, kids that I teach basketball to, and try to be a mentor to, and try to show another way of doing things, especially from a basketball standpoint, that this is actually something you can use as a tool, as a vehicle to take care of yourself and your family, and turn something that you grew up doing for free, being able to monetize that and being able to play, being able to see the world, being able to travel, all of those things. I think it's I tell you, like I tell all of my other guys, that hey, it's a testament to your hard work and your dedication, man. Because for those listening that have never played basketball or have never played pro basketball, it's not easy. It's not for everybody. And to have to put yourself through that punishment daily. College basketball isn't for everybody, right? I'm gonna have to put yourself through that punishment. Pro basketball, you're training twice a day, every day. Games on Friday and Sunday, off on Monday. And so it's something that you don't choose to do unless you choose to do it. And if that makes any sense to our listeners, if you choose to do it, then you choose to do it. Either you want to do it, or you love to do it, or you don't. Some people love to sit at home and play video games. Some people love to commentate on sports. Some people play international professional basketball. Each person chooses to do what they love to do. Tell me a little bit about your. It sounds like you have an interesting base down there to work out with, some positive people in Chris Paul and his organization down there. Tell me a little bit about that. We've heard some great things about his organization, the things that he's doing to give back to the kids. I've seen you on film at the facility. Talk to me a little bit about that and how you guys are giving back to the youth down in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
I heard you say active on my family as well. So I was born and raised, like I said, Brooklyn, New York. My grandmother raised me. My mother's dead. My father passed away about 2 years ago.
Sorry to hear that, man.
So my upbringing was basically from my grandparents and my uncle as well.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as my work ethic, I said my head wasn't in. I was kind of glad to be in a position right now that I was able to learn experiences that I would hide their truths, because they don't want people to know who they really are, So I definitely want to, let people know that I wasn't one of them basketball players that had the richest family, or I had the best coach to train me every day, or the top facility, or my father was actually a drug dealer, but he definitely did the best he could for me. My grandmother was amazing. My aunt was amazing, like I said, living up in New York, so I kind of strayed to another path. But like I said, I'm blessed to be here now. And as you were saying, it led me to North Carolina. I actually played JUCO. I was a JUCO All-American, but I got into some big, bad trouble in college, and they took all of that. They stripped me from all of that. Ended up transferring to Pittsburgh. I ended up getting in trouble again, and God blessed me enough to find another opportunity down in North Carolina. So I played for Barbara Scotia College. It was the best opportunity I could get. Then I bumped in and met Josh Howard. He also was coaching. So he tried to get me to his school, which was called Piedmont University at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, due to eligibility and things like that, me jumping around and not knowing the ins and outs, I ran out of time. So he kind of put me in touch with a few agents at Combine, and that led me to a team in El Salvador. Well, actually before that, I was in Italy, and that led me to a team in El Salvador. Then furthermore, I came back, COVID hit, and I met a great coach named Juco Allen. Her passion for the game was amazing. Her care for me, that's what stood out for me, just having somebody to back me and the stage of my life I am now, trying to get to where I want to be in my career. So I appreciate for her letting me play for the team I'm on now, which is called the Perseverance Panthers. But through that journey, I met a girl named Kieva Cersei. She's also a basketball player. And I met her at Livingstone College, and she kind of got me in tune with Chris Paul and the whole facility down there in Winston-Salem, because she was very tied into the AAU. Like I said, she played high school ball, and she's from here. So she got me a job at Chris Paul Academy, and one day I ended up playing in open gym with Chris Paul. And it just went from there. Like I started working out with his trainer, getting little tips and things like that from his trainer, and also the staff, and just having him in my corner is a blessing. So honestly, a big part about who you know plays a part in your career as well. It's like I said, if I would have never met this beautiful young lady I have now named Kieva Cersei, I wouldn't even have known Chris Paul. So I wouldn't even in a position to even be able to coach or get trained, or probably not even be able to talk to you. So as far as that journey in North Carolina, I'm here now. I'm still currently playing on a JUCO down team, the Perseverance Panthers. I'm still currently working at CP3 Academy. I'm still currently training and being at that facility and being around those group of men that have that experience is amazing. So now that I can carry that with me and try to pass that on as I go through my journey.
Correct. Correct, man. For those young people listening, or those players that want to reach out to you and want to be able to talk to you and use you to mentor and be an inspiration, we'll take time out now to get you to shout out your social media, all of your handles that you have. I know you young guys, we laugh all the time. Us old guys laugh at you young guys all the time. Y'all got all of the capabilities, man. You guys got everything. So whatever you feel comfortable with putting out there, share with the people.
Okay, my handle is basically for Instagram. It's a long _ King Marley. So that's ALONG _ CAMEMARLEY. That's a long _ King Marley for Instagram. Facebook is my regular name, Kamal Ramos. That's KMALRAMOS. And I also have a TikTok. That's been going kind of viral, and that's basically my name. Or you could do a long _ K Marley. And just one thing, shout out to Ball of Life. They actually helped me a lot. So I don't know if they joined it or not, but they actually have a big audience as well. So I want to tap into their content as well. So. But as far as myself, you want to reach out to me, like I said, a long _ K Marley. I'm willing to talk to the youth, guide y'all if I can, share some insight on college. And as my pro career continues, I'll just guide y'all and help y'all the best that I can.
Right.
On that note.
Good, man.
And that's life. If you need help on just life in general, I'm here also to talk to you.
Now, don't laugh because I joke with all of you young guys because, of course, I'm 50 years old. And so for those of us, yeah, man, I'm 50 years old. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I played until I was 40, and I feel like it too. Everything hurts. But here's my question for you, being one of our young new guys that seem to really be into this TikTok thing. For old guys like myself, and for old guys that are listening, us guys that didn't have TikTok, the older group, explain to me and our audience, what is TikTok? And what does it do? How does it help with your marketing, keeping in contact with your friends? Explain it to us, please.
All right, so that's a key thing that you nailed it on. So certain people use it for certain reasons. Me personally, TikTok is the easiest and fastest way to grow your business on a personal level, meaning not using no robotics, not getting no help. You can push your content. You can market yourself, especially if you have good quality camera. If your content is likable, funny, or how you could say if people can associate to what you're talking about. TikTok is definitely a place where you want to go and try and promote what what you're into.
Right.
So TikTok is definitely the new wave to where it's getting people out there to whatever content they want to push, and from there, there's no telling what opportunities that can open for you. That's how, I don't know if you heard of it, Milton. The guy that's been blowing up the Junebug challenge.
Yeah.
Started on
Is that how he started? He started on TikTok like that? I mean, he's everywhere, man.
On TikTok.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny because I get some of the younger people that help us with what we do with our media company, and they say, "Hey, man, TikTok is the new thing." And so I'm like, "Hey, I'm kind of old. I'm Instagram, Facebook, but I'm willing to learn, and I'm willing to learn from your generation, right? I think older people like myself, we have
That's
to.
A new wave.
It's a new wave, and if you want to continue being able to, I have to be able to continue communicating with the youth and my clients and the players, and so you guys are into everything, and I try to be up on it. I also have 2 sons who are into it as well, and so it's like you said, like Facebook, like Instagram, like Snapchat, if used properly and used to promote your business, I really think that they could be helpful. Because it's free advertisement. I don't care what it is you have, whether it's a restaurant or whether you're a marketing firm or whatever. Everyone's on TikTok.
Whatever you may be.
Right, everyone's on TikTok. Tell me a little bit, of course, within the coming weeks, you'll be coming here to Richmond, Virginia to participate in our RVA live stream camp here. What have you been doing to maintain your focus, your mental, for times like this, when you get back to work and when you get back to normal? Let's look back a year. Take me back in Kamal Ramos's life a year ago when the pandemic came. No pro basketball, no college basketball. Did you ever think we would get back to this point where we would be having events and things like that?
Honestly, I felt we would. I don't know how soon. I didn't think it would probably be this soon because that pandemic, it definitely hit home for me personally. So a year ago, like I said, I came off from a tremendous season from El Salvador. And it opened up a few doors for me, and due to that pandemic, it smacked me in the face. I had to sit down and relax. So for that time being, I had to mentally, I'm not going to lie, I kind of started checking. I had to check myself and ask myself if I really wanted it. Because, like I said, I started wanting it or believing that I could be somebody, and basketball kind of late through my obstacles in life. But so I had to really sit down and figure out if I wanted to continue to play. And if I did, I had to make that decision to go all in and stop putting one foot in and one foot out. So I made the decision last year that I was going to go all in. So I started investing my money, my time. I cut my hours on work. And so I did it at least twice a week. I started, because I still had to bring in my finance, and then things started flowing in. So that was like about 6 months into it, I started picking up. Like I said, I started playing for Coach Juco Allen, and she kind of motivated me to get on my game. I told her the truth that I needed to get conditioning. I was a bad conditioning person. I didn't like running. So she introduced me into just bringing that hunger back into basketball and what I needed to do if I wanted to go to that next level. So I started investing more time. It started becoming 4 or 5 days a week. And now it's just consistently 5 days, 6 days out the week. So like I said, now I'm so in tune to it. I changed my regimen on how I eat. I don't eat no more red meat. I try to keep my protein in me in the morning. I try to keep my meals prioritized. I got also meal prep as well. So I'm just drinking more water, not drinking no soda. I'm just whatever I didn't do before and I have the time to do now to work on myself, to better my game and my health. That's what I'm doing at this point in the moment.
Hey, man, that's a great thing. You got the old man diet. Sounds like my diet. No soda.
Yeah.
I haven't had soda. My wife is very strict on me, man. So, no soda, no red meat. I haven't eaten red meat since I was like 26. But trust me, it'll pay off. What you put into it, you will get out of it, right? And so that I can promise you. What you put into your body is what you get out of it. So in college, Coach Thompson at Georgetown used to have this thing on the wall saying you can't put regular gas in a Ferrari. Basically what he was saying. So if you expect to get
absolutely
great things out of it, you have to put good fuel into it. Or if you expect your engine to perform at a high pace, you have to put good things into it. And so that's something that you don't normally understand as a young man. But the good thing is that you have, and you've made those changes and done the things necessary to continue to play pro basketball. And I'm sure you more than anybody can tell the difference. And I'm sure you can tell the difference when you eat healthy and when you don't. I'm sure you can tell the difference. I'm sure that's
absolutely.
I'm sure that's a pretty easy thing to do. We're excited for you, man.
I feel better.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, no doubt about it. We are blessed to have a young man like yourself. All of our young men seem to take the game very seriously, and so one of our new companies that we started is called Lion Energy Wellness. I heard you talking about the way you take,
I've been noticing that.
Yeah, on the way you're taking care of your body and the way that you're putting things into it, and kind of my way of living. I'm trying to share with my pro clients, right? I'm trying to share with my students just a healthier way of living, and because the things that you get out of your body all depending on who you are. So if you, of course, a middle school kid or a high school kid, it really doesn't matter because, well, it does matter, but you're still a kid. 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, you're still a kid. But I would like to think that when you get to be 16, 17 years old, 18 years old, that you start figuring out that you want to pursue this as your job. And so you take it a little more seriously and therefore have to start eating better. Even though you're a 17-year-old kid,
right,
you're still trying to play pro basketball. Right. And so you're building your body up to that level so that when you get to be 22, your body is ready for that. Whereas if you're eating cheeseburgers every day from McDonald's and Fritos, not to say your body can be.
Feel if you get that other level.
Well, this is truly correct. So it's something that we started to try to give some insight into our player, for our players, to give some insight into what it takes to playing. Not to say my way is the best way, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm only saying that it helped me to play until I was 40 years old. My way may not work for everyone. We've had some people, of course, clients who didn't think that my way worked, and we wish them the best. My way isn't for everybody. That I do know. But for those guys that are willing to try my way and guys see that it works, those are the guys. Yoga, clean living, good living, no alcohol. Those are things you're going to have to do, all depending on how long you want to play. And if you want to just go down for the tour for a week, that's one thing. I'm looking for guys that want to play 15 years. I'm looking for guys that want to play until they're 40 years old. And so if that's your goal, then you have to do the things like LeBron James does. I read somewhere where LeBron James spends millions of dollars a year on his body. Chef, masseuse, those things, yoga, stretching, coaches, trainers, hydration, the hydrotech, the new boots, the tanks and the chambers. I see what he does it all, and so clearly something's working out for him. If he is an example, especially during Black History Month, he should be a shining beacon of light for our culture, on which he is. But for pro basketball players who are looking to have the longevity that he's had and is having, look at what he does for his body, on the things that he puts into his body. And so, once again,
Chris Paul too.
Exactly. Chris Paul as well. Those guys are friends, and that's why Chris Paul is so successful. Played in the league. I think this is his 18th, 16th, close to 20 years. Looks just as good today.
That man bring a whole trainer.
Right. And he looks just as good today as he did his first year. Better. I'm sorry. He looks better. Chris Paul looks better. LeBron James is slowing down a little bit. Different position. But Chris Paul is just, and because of his size and his quickness, he's still crafty, right? You can be a crafty PG. It's hard to be.
Absolutely.
It's hard to be a crafty. Well, I'm gonna take that back. The older you get, I think Jamal Crawford was one who was very crafty as an old vet. So you do have to become crafty. But when you LeBron James and you just used to being the strongest and the biggest on the court, it's hard to go from being the bully to crafty. If that makes any sense what I'm saying. But and everyone has their way. He's figuring it out.
Yeah.
He's figuring it out. He's figuring out a way to make it happen and making it happen on a very high level. And so just want to again reiterate how proud we are of you, how proud we are to have you, and just maintain focus, man. Like you and I have been talking since you came aboard. It's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. We're not going to get you where we want to be, but I'm hoping that you're looking at the big picture, and until you're 40 years old. So we have until now, until you're 40, to build the career that you want. And so once again, we excited to have you aboard. Excited to get you here to Richmond on February 19th to have you playing in front of our network of teams that'll be tuning into our live stream, and just excited to try to get you going, man. I'm excited to try to get you going. And any shout outs that you want to give before we close it out? Any family members or any coaches or anyone that you want to give a shout out to, girlfriend, family members, will give you the floor to shout out anyone that you want to.
Definitely shout out my girlfriend, absolutely. She's been by my side through this whole journey, and she's been rocking with me, so shout out to her. And shout out to the coach that I'm currently playing for, Jupiter Allen, for just taking a chance on giving me the will to play for the team and continue to grind and show what I could do. And shout out to you, Milton. Like I said, I looked you up, I did my research, and you're a hell of a man, so you got a lot of accomplishments, and I pray that one day I can be, I can reach them levels or go beyond that level. And
well, I appreciate it,
my
man.
Grandparents.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My grandparents, and shout out my aunt, who's been like my mother figure. Like I said, both of my parents are deceased. So, and just overall, shout out my family. I got a lovable family. They want to all see me succeed and do the best that I can do in basketball and just throughout life. So, shout out my whole family. And once again, thank you, Milton, and to the agency. Love y'all, and I appreciate y'all.
Hey, man. Once again, we're honored to have you aboard our family, man. To be able to learn and grow, and hopefully, man, like you said, I advise everyone to take the time and figure out who we are and what it is we do, because everyone won't understand what it is we do and what we're able to do. So I'm glad to have young men like yourself that take the time and find out who I am and where I played and what it is that I actually have in my brain to figure out, this guy can help me, man. I just have to listen to what he says. And the good thing is that I've been there. I've been there, and the coaches that we have that are helping us here in Argentina, here in the U.S. and in Argentina, they've been there, man, and they want the best for our guys. Anyone that you come in contact with our organization, they want the best for you guys. And so just happy to have guys like yourself aboard. Once again, we will be having our RVA Live event here in Richmond, Virginia on February 19th. Kamal will be a part of that. It will be live streamed to our TMBT YouTube, also to our website. We'll also have it up on Apple and Spotify. We'll be broadcasting from the event. So, Kamal Ramos, we want to thank you, brother. We want to thank you for being with us today, talking to our family, and we wish you the best. And like we said, we're glad to have you on our sides, man. And on our side, a guy with your talent, and a guy with your energy, and a guy with your spirit. And I think it takes all three to be successful. You have to be, you can't be the best basketball player and then be a douchebag to the kids when they come and ask you to sign an autograph, especially overseas. So that's the guy that understands.
Absolutely.
And that's the guy that understands that this is a business and that I have to sign autographs. So yes, you do have to be a good player, but you also have to be a good person, and you have to be a people person. And it sounds like you have that grounded mental where you understand what it takes, and you're willing to be around people. And I tell a lot of people, man, even though you're from New York, I tell a lot of people that playing overseas is like being a country boy. I'm born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. And so the life that I live here is the same life that I live overseas. It's slow motion. You got your video games. You either at the gym, you at the house, or you on the team bus. Right? So
absolutely. You nailed it. You nailed it on the head.
Right. So we appreciate you, young fella. We'll be talking to you soon. We'll be signing off for everyone listening to us and tuning in. Para la gente que no está escuchando por todo el mundo, y gracias para escuchándonos y entendiendo nuestro programa con Kamal Ramos. We're going to sign off from here, brother. We'll talk to you later. All right, Kamal.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, brother.